Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Zach here, and today I want to talk to you about Cardano and its future, why I'm a huge fan of ADA, and really give you a glimpse of what's behind Cardano. And there's a few reasons why I really like it. We're going to get into the founder, Charles Hoskinson, and why I believe in his vision. But first and foremost, before we get into it, this is just for entertainment and informational purposes only. So everything you hear today, take it with a grain of salt, use it, listen to other people out there, read other news, compile a bunch of information before you make your investing decisions. That way you're much more informed than most of the people who just go right in there and purchase things after they hear or see one thing, right? So use this information wisely, and I hope you appreciate the content. If you do, please like, subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. And let's get right into it. So Cardano. I am looking at their homepage, actually not their homepage, but this is their official website. And you can learn more about the people who've created it, the purpose, the actual technology, the research behind it, um, and the opportunity that it has to, as Charles Hoskinson would say, change the world, right? So I'm on the purpose page right now, and it says a platform built for sustainable future to help people work better together, trust one another, and build global solutions to global problems. First and foremost, I like that right there, global solutions to global problems. So one thing that the founder of ADA, Charles Hoskinson, is really big on, he believes that Cardano can change finance throughout the entire world, right? He believes that this can bring equity to the world of finance, okay? So I've highlighted this a little bit here. Cardano began with a vision of a world without intermediaries in which power is not controlled by an accountable few, but by the empowered many. In this world, individuals have control over their data and how they interact and transact. Businesses have the opportunity to grow independent of monopolistic and bureaucratic power structures. Societies are able to pursue true democracy, self-governing, fair, and accountable. It is a world made possible by Cardano. First and foremost, that is just super well written, super articulated in a way that resonates with me, and I think resonates with a lot of other people. And it's really getting at the future of not only finance, but the future of the internet. And I think that's why Cardano, to me, is much bigger than just one token, that just, one possible solution. I think it has a huge, huge vision, right? So let's take a look at the technology a little bit. Cardano brings a new standard in technology, open and inclusive, to challenge the old and activate a new age of sustainable, globally distributed innovation. From the incremental to global, Cardano improves how we interact, transact, and create and ultimately operate as a global society, right? How we interact, transact, and create. And all of these play a factor in how we're going to operate in a global society. We are becoming more and more global as a world each and every day, right? The internet has brought us all closer together. And I think Cardano situates itself and talks about this in a way that resonates with me because I think they're ahead of the game in a lot of areas, right? So speaking of latest news on Cardano, Cardano is close to launching smart contracts, Charles Hoskinson says. So Crypto Briefing actually sat down with Charles to get an insight into Cardano's plans for the months ahead. This article just coming out a few hours ago, so fresh off the press. Thanks to Vishal Chawla for putting this out. So let's take a look at the interview itself, right? So they go over the market capitalization a little bit, 60 billion for Cardano, one of the world's most valuable decentralized networks. If we take a look over here, it's number 5 ranked on the coin market cap charts. All right, so it launched in 2015. One of the co-founders of Ethereum, Charles Hoskinson, conceptualized a new proof of stake blockchain. Cardano was meant to be a vast improvement on Ethereum, right? So I've mentioned in previous videos that if you want a hedge in some ways to Ethereum, Cardano would be a great one because Hoskinson knows exactly how Ethereum was built out. He's one of the co-founders of Ethereum. So he's basically, left Ethereum and has decided to start Cardano. So he's basically seeing everything that there was a flaw with in terms of Ethereum, and he's trying to change that into making it a better solution in creating Cardano. So instead of deciding the software architecture and features by himself, Hoskinson has decided to adopt a peer-reviewed academic approach where he, compiles a lot of smart people, puts them in a quote unquote think tank and allows them to distribute good ideas, and they come up with better solutions, right? So with this, the project embraced the philosophy of openness in software development and implemented software features using an evidence-based method. Over the years, Cardano's research team has published over 100 academic research papers, all the way from distributed systems to programming languages and game theory. Since its creation, the blockchain has evolved through different versions of eras, each adding new features. So the first edition started back in 2017, and here we are now in 2021. Big upgrade called Shelley took place in the mid-2020s and achieved decentralization of the network consensus. All right, so now that you've got a decent background of how we got here, how Charles is the founder of Cardano, where he came from, I think this is actually really important too before we get to the interview. Hoskinson detailed Cardano's plans to host oracles, stablecoins, DEXs, and NFT marketplaces on the upcoming Plutus smart contract platform. So this is big news, guys. This is coming down the line for Cardano. If you haven't already checked out my video that I put out on Cardano, there's actually a couple of them out there. Make sure you go do that. There's some really bullish price predictions in there, and I think you'll enjoy that if you're here watching this video right now. If you're liking what you hear, you're getting value out of this, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll get into the interview here. So crypto briefing, what is going to happen next with Alonzo Hardfork? So Hoskinson conducted a 4-year research and development effort to come up with the ideal programming model for smart contracts. So there are some, smart contract opportunities out there with different tokens, different coins, but Cardano has put a lot of research in it, right? Because they have this peer-reviewed approach. So I would imagine this is going to be rolled out, and it's going to be very, very well thought out before it comes out. And I think, this is why I really believe in what Charles Hoskinson is doing. He takes his time in every little development that comes out with Cardano, right? Okay, so how is the Cardano ecosystem developing in terms of various applications and use cases? So first thing he mentions, we will have NFT marketplaces, DEXs, stable coins, and oracles, all the usual suspects. A lot of these protocols are very easy to replicate. We are formalizing them at the moment, so we have a complete understanding of how they run. We have a project with runtime verification where we are writing the blueprints for all DeFi primitives like Uniswap, SushiSwap, and so forth. Okay, so I love that the first thing he mentions is the NFT marketplace. So that's going to be great. Again, NFTs sold through smart contracts, right? We go over some things like Rareable and Mintable on the site. So, go into some past live streams and you'll hear us talking about those as well. What are the different projects coming over to Cardano from Ethereum? This is interesting, right? So he's coming from the Ethereum background, okay? So we are finalizing arrangements with 24 different dApps or platforms to come on over. That will happen over the next 180 days. Again, this article is fresh off the press, so it's a little hard to begin that conversation. Projects usually want to ask questions like whether they can have a test net they can run on. Those will start with Alonzo testnet comes over, when Alonzo testnet comes over. Instead, we have seen industry-wide is the projects want to become multi-chain. So usually the conversion is not explicit migration from Ethereum to Cardano. Having said that, some have already expressed interest in fully migrating to Cardano, okay? Singularity Net is one such migration, moving away from Ethereum onto the Cardano platform. Cardano has been criticized for slow development. So I mentioned he takes his time in rolling things out. Was it peer-to-peer review that was perhaps responsible for that? And the peer-to-peer review process is very slow. I know from experience, when you publish an academic journal, it could take upwards to a year for that review process. A lot of times they'll send the paper back. You'll have to make some adjustments, some changes. You'll make those, then you'll send it back, and you'll have 3 or 4 different reviewers, and now they've got changes, right? They want to make you, look at this a little bit closer or consider this, right? So this process can be very, very slow, okay? I know that from experience, so this is a good criticism. But Charles says most of our delays were engineering delays, not scientific delays. It happened because we chose the wrong approach and the wrong tactics. And we had to fix those and took quite a bit of time. It's a fair criticism that Haskell was not ready when we chose it to build stuff, okay? Really, really good article here on Crypto Briefing. They go into a couple other questions. How is ensuring decentralization when it comes to blockchain governance on Cardano? Cardano is the most decentralized, in my view, for block production. In Bitcoin, there are 10 major mining operations that produce more than 50% of the blocks. In comparison, Cardano has more than 2,000 stake pools, and about 200 to 400 of the stake pools produce 80% of the blocks. Okay, so it's 20 to 40 times more decentralized in terms of block production than Bitcoin. Something else we mentioned in previous videos, how Cardano could be a huge competitor to Bitcoin. Okay, so let's take a look now at a few price predictions on Cardano. So we did roll out some of these in a previous video, but I know a lot of people like to see these price predictions. So let's take a look at a few of these. So the Fibonacci extensions drawn from the all-time low to the current swing structure show a move towards the $5 range, very likely, okay? And this is by 2021. Now, somewhere in this same article, here it is right here, therefore, as the sell-offs continue, of course, we're in this downturn right now, there's a likelihood that it could drop by 30% as bears target the 50% retracement at $1.27. Right now, at the time of recording, we're at $1.56. Okay, 7% down in the 24-hour period, 31% down in the 7-day. Might be a nice opportunity, at least to be watching Cardano closely to see if it perhaps does fall to that level of 127, where it could be that could be as low as it goes before it would bounce back up. So I hope you enjoyed this this video on Cardano. I'm talking about some of the latest goings on with ADA, and if you did, please like, subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. And until next time, take care, and I will see you in the next one.